Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2017, I can't say classic because it's only been 6 years, but classic film, Cult of Chucky. So this is the seventh film in the Child's Play Chucky franchise. Alex Vincent is back as young Andy Barkley, who's not young anymore, he's in his 30s. You got the woman who plays Kyle in the second film is back at the very end of this, playing Kyle. It's really cool seeing the same actors play the same characters all of these years later, many years later. So this takes place 4 years after the events of Chucky terrorizing Nika's family, to get revenge in regards to why the police were chasing him originally pre the first film, leading up to the chase, leading up to the killing in the toy store, leading up to the soul transfer from the voodoo magic, right? Everything that supernaturally occurs in this film can all just be summed up into voodoo magic. Doesn't matter if the plot point is a little wonky, it's all voodoo magic. So why are there now multiple Chucky dolls with multiple Charles Lee Ray personas running around this asylum, this facility that's housing Nika and other patients, if you will, resident patients, yeah, with other similar. See, Chucky's trying to kill me. I'm just gonna hold him. With other things that they did, right? So, what's interesting about this is it keeps up with the timeline. So the events in the sixth film happened in 2013. The film came out in 2013. The events of the seventh film came out in 2017, and the plot points stayed within 2017. A doctor says to Nika, 4 years ago you murdered your whole family, and she's like pretending that she's agreeing to Chucky was a mask, and that he was this schizophrenic persona of hers, that she was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and it was all in her mind. And then Chucky is brought by Jennifer Tilly's slash Tiffany's character to the facility, to the mental facility, and so Chucky's now starting to kill again and trying to frame Nika and all these different things. But it's now a matter of what is he going to do next, because there's these other dolls that are coming now towards the facility, and Andy Barkley has a head of Chucky, the one that he shot at the end of the sixth film, after he says, "Play with this," and he has it, and he blowtorches it, and he puts pliers to it, and he's torturing this Chucky head, because they're going to be friends till the end, because he doesn't want anyone else to experience the horror that Chucky has created for Andy's life for all of these years. But what happens next? How is there more Chucky dolls? How is there another Tiffany doll, right? How is Jennifer Tilly's character bringing in another Tiffany doll? So there's a speech that one of the Chuckies has, and he's like, in my time, I've learned a lot, and I went, there's this new site called voodoo4dummies.com, and I found this new groovy spell where we can multiply me and form the cult. And it was just, again, simply condensed and referred to as voodoo magic. So I like that. I like that it kept in theme all of these years later, 29 years later. Technically, if the first one was 88 and the last one was 2017, it's a 30-year franchise. We're rounding up. It's a 30-year franchise. And so it's neat. It's neat seeing that. It's neat being able to experience that. Continuing on with the different plot points of it, having the final battles at the end, and Chucky then now possessing Nika after the disturbing scenes with the psychologist who's continuously assaulting her, basically, getting revenge on him, standing up for yourself literally, because she was in a wheelchair the entire time, and then once Chucky possesses her to go on other killing sprees outside of this facility, she then comes out of the wheelchair. She, because now Chucky is inside of her. They come out of the wheelchair and walk out into the blizzard and drive away into the snowstorm with Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany and a Tiffany doll. But then it's still a matter of Andy goes to the asylum to help save Nika, because he knows what's going to happen next, because Chucky, is just Chucky. And so he brings another Chucky in, he ships a Chucky in, keeps a gun in there, able to defend himself. But he then is locked in a safe room, padded room. So the last we see of him is he's in the asylum. So moving now into the TV series, which came out in what, 21 is the first season of the TV series, which we're going to watch and we're going to discuss it. How does he come out? There's a lot of questions, right? And then at the very, very end post-credit scene, Kyle, his foster sister from the second film, is back. For a second film is incredible. Might be my favorite out of all of them. I got to sit down. I got to think about all this. But Kyle is back, and he says to Chucky, she says to Chucky after he goes, Kyle, because the family pictures are on the drawer, because Andy now lives in this log cabin in Rhode Island near this facility. So Kyle comes out of the car with pliers and says, Andy sent me. It's time to play, or now we're going to play, or something like that. But it was very, all right, the sisters got the brothers back. And I really enjoyed that all these years later. The horror that they experienced at that foster home in the second film because of Chucky, leading then all these years later. Andy still is having experiences. He can't go on dates without people, Googling him, things of that nature. So I thought it was a very well-rounded end. There was no Glenn. There was no Glenda in this. We did get Tiffany. We did get Jennifer Coolidge. We did get Chucky. But I want to know what happens next with Glenda. Because they're both twins at this point. So if this was 2017, and they were born in 2004, timeline-wise, because they were 5 years old in 2009. So yeah, they're pushing 10. They're 9 years old. So like, what are they up to, right? I want to know some things. I want to know some things. So 7 films. We did that marathon. We did it. It's great watching it back to back to back. Paying attention to the timeline. Absolutely loved how the Child's Play and Chucky timeline corresponds to the year it came out. Minus the third, because the third was a time jump, but then the fourth started in that time jump. So it's great. It's great. Absolutely loved it. Very excited to see what happens next within this character development, within this world that Don Mancini has created for us. I assume the first season corresponds to the year 2021 when it came out, because that's what the other films have done. I think that we're going to get more explanation on some things. And yeah, on to the next review. You're my friend till the end. Mucho mahalo.